I need to move a few things out of the way that are getting in my screen here. So, yeah, the reason why I wrote this book was because I've seen over the last 16, 17 years, so many people that come into this industry, so full of enthusiasm, loving the products, which, you know, they're going to be buying and taking, and they try to tell all their friends, and all of a sudden they get rejected, and then people lose interest, they lose motivation, they become a little bit disillusioned, and they end up quitting. And as I said before, I don't believe that anyone fails in network marketing. The only people that fail are the ones that quit. Companies fail. That's a completely different matter. Now, here's the two websites. You can get it free at GaryKidd.com. That means if you go to that website, you put your name and your email address in, you get access to download the book, plus you get a series of follow-up emails which basically give a little bit more information with regards to some of the mistakes that I talk about. Or if you don't want to do that, you can go directly to the download page, and that's GaryKidd.com/download. Okay, so hopefully you've noted that and you've got it written down so you can go there and get it. Obviously, I do encourage you to read it, because these mistakes are something that I would say probably 95, 98% of network marketers that I've met in my life make all the time. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of them today. The first one is rejection. It's really important that you do understand why you get rejected, and I'm going to talk to you and show you ways so that you never, ever get rejected by anyone ever again. I'm going to talk about the benefits of branding yourself. In the book, I talk about, and one of the big mistakes that network marketers make is that they promote the product and the company instead of promoting themselves. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through tonight's training. But also I'm going to do some extra training here. I'm going to talk to you and show you how to use a system that will do most of the work for you, so that yeah, you can have the extra free time that you're trying to get by being a network marketer and building a passive income, so that you can enjoy more time with the people that you love. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And as Martin Luther King said, if I can just move some things out of the way here, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Okay, rejection. Let me give you a normal scenario. Is that when someone gets involved with a network marketing company, they're obviously very excited, looking forward to the great journey ahead. Maybe they've been to a meeting, maybe they've been to a webinar, maybe they've seen a website, maybe they spoke to someone, and they got involved and they're very excited. What happens then is that your sponsor tells you to write a list of people that you know, and maybe to give them a call, and that's all well and good. But generally, when you do give them a call or you do talk to them, nearly all of them are going to say they're not interested. Okay. What generally happens is, let's say, for example, you just signed up with NHT Global and you've seen your friend, and you sit with your friends and you say, hey, look, I just found this fantastic company. They've got a fantastic product. It takes all the stem cells in your body, starts regenerating, renewing them, makes you feel so much healthier. It starts to protect your immune system. It's incredible. And alongside that, they've got this fantastic 30-minute facelift system. You can actually look 10 years younger without having surgery whatsoever. It's absolutely brilliant. They've got all these other products as well, which are absolutely world-class. And the company itself, it's been around since 2001. It's nearly 17 years it's been. It actually trades on NASDAQ as well. It's a publicly owned company. And alongside that, they've got an incredible pay plan where you can earn up to $250,000 a week. Isn't that amazing? And what do you expect your people are going to say? Because that's what most people do, is they're full of enthusiasm. They're like ignorance on fire. And the thing is that when you do that with people, they have a real problem understanding exactly what it is that you say. Everything has just literally gone over their head. And alongside that, they may look at you and think that, I don't know, maybe you're smoking pot or maybe you're taking drugs, because obviously you're not the person that you was the last time I saw you. Okay? And most people, if not everybody, are going to say they're either not interested or no thanks. So why do people say that? Well, obviously, as just mentioned, you're talking too much and you're giving too much information. But generally, you have to understand, why is it that people say no and why they're not interested or no thanks? You have to ask the question, is it the products? Well, it's not the product, because there's over 1 million customers now within HT Global. So obviously it's not the product. Is it the company? No, it's not the company. The company's been around for 16 years and it's looking extremely strong. So it's obviously got nothing to do with the company. So the question you have to ask is it you? And the main reason why they've said no, no thanks, I'm not interested, is because of you. It's the way in which you spoke to them, the way in which you've approached them. And unless you're taught from the very beginning what it is that you need to say to these people that you know, because you've already written your list out of people that you know. You've got your list, I don't know, maybe of 50 people. And then from those 50 people, you break them down into different sections. Those people that are going to be interested in business, those people you think are going to be interested in one of the products that we have within HT. Well, you're going to be breaking them down. People, well, yeah, they're probably not going to be interested because of this, because of that. You're going to form your own opinions. But when you do actually meet these people, or you call them, and then you rattle off at 100 miles an hour everything about the company and the product, they're obviously going to say they're not interested, because you have totally and utterly confused them. They have no idea what you're talking about. And if someone is confused, and I've said this before on other webinars, then it creates doubt. And if someone is doubtful, they don't believe what you're saying, they think that you've lost the plot completely, so therefore they're going to say no, and it's because of you. So what it is very, very important. This is, you must learn what to say to people before you speak to anybody. Okay, and now if you've been in other companies before and you've joined other companies and your sponsor spoke to you about making a list of people that you know, if they haven't taught you what to say before you speak to anyone, then the chances are they have never been taught either. And if they've not been taught, their sponsor has not been taught, etc., etc. So it's important from now on that you learn exactly what to say to people before you speak to them. And as soon as somebody does show interest, and as soon as somebody joins, then you teach them what to say to people before they speak to anybody else. So this is all part of the duplication process that actually starts building very, very large teams. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to create curiosity, and 10 minutes from now I will teach you exactly what to say to anyone, and nobody ever will say no. Now, does that sound interesting to a few people? Can you put your hands up? Good. I didn't realize you're there. Hello, Dr. Isa. How are you? Yeah, well, we can talk a little bit sooner. Thanks ever so much for coming on this evening. I know I've got to come and do a presentation for you just next week, I think it is. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you 4 words that change everything you've ever been taught about network marketing. Okay, this is 4 words that are going to change everything when it comes to your business. And if you want to make money in this business, these are 4 words that you're going to have to learn off by heart. Okay, 4 words. Do you think you can imagine? Can you do that? Good. There they are. I just found out. Okay, now let me give you an example. First one. You're in a situation where you're with someone and you start talking to them, and you say, how you doing? And they turn around and say, well, I don't know, every time I look in the mirror now, I'm getting so old, etc., etc. You can turn around and say, well, look, I just found out that you can look 10 years younger within 30 minutes and without cosmetic surgery. If you want to find out how, let me know. I'll get some information to you. So anyway, how is life treating you apart from that? And I'll explain how the sentence works and why you have to change the subject at the end there in just a second. Let me give you another example. I just found out how some people are overcoming major illnesses with something called stem cell renewal. If you want to find out more, let me know and I'll get some information to you. So anyway, can you pass the salt, please? I've put that in there because maybe you're sitting there having dinner with someone, or you're at a dinner party, or you're at a Christmas family gathering or whatever, and you're sitting there eating. you can just turn around to someone and say, hey, I just found out that some people are overcoming major illnesses with something called stem cell renewal. If you want to find out more, let me know, and I'll get some information to you. So anyway, can you pass the salt, please? You're changing the subject at the end, okay? First thing is you're creating curiosity with the first two parts, but at the end, you're completely changing the subject. And let me give you one more. I just found out how some people make more money part-time than they do in their full-time job. If you want to find out how they do that, then let me know. I'll send over some information to you. So how are the kids getting on in school? Okay, now you can take a photo like Dr. Izzy is there if you want to keep records of this now. The most important thing to understand here is the first thing you do is you take away all of the possible arguments of rejection that people can give you. When you use these first 4 words, I just found out, yeah, and it doesn't matter if you've been in this industry 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, 10 years or whatever, you just use exactly the same lines every single time. Hey, I just found out that some people make more money part-time than they do in their full-time job. If you want to find out how they do it, let me know. I'll send over some information to you. You're generating curiosity by saying that line there. You're dangling a carrot right in front of them, and they want to eat that carrot. And then all of a sudden you change the subject completely as though it doesn't matter to you. It takes away that pressure from talking to someone and trying to get them interested in your business. It takes away that barrier that will be there when you speak to somebody that you know. Because if you turn around and say, I'll send you some more information, and then change the subject completely, the barrier comes down straight away. The person becomes more open-minded, and the first thing they're probably going to turn around and say is, well, what do you mean they make more money part-time than they do in their full-time job? Or what do you mean they overcome major illnesses with stem cell renewal? What's all that about? Or why can you look 10 years younger within 30 minutes without cosmetic surgery? They're going to ask the question, which means they're going to be interested. They're not going to say, no, I'm not interested. No, thanks. No, it's not for me. No, I've got no time. No, I've got no money. All the excuses that people make. Yeah, they're not going to say that because you change the subject. So therefore, they are never, ever going to reject you. They can't reject you. It's physically impossible for the mind to take something in like that and then actually reject it. If you turn around and say, someone says, so anyway, how was life treating you? I'm not interested in cosmetic surgery. I don't want no more information. I didn't ask that. I just asked how life is treating you. It's really, really important for you to understand that. And what I want you to do is I want you to play around with this. I want you to think about all the different benefits, not features, benefits of the products that we have. Okay, any particular product in the range that we have, and I know there's over 40 products, especially in the USA market. There's more there than there is here. And I want you to work on this. And you use the 4 words, I just found out. For example, with Laura Lux, hey, I just found out without bringing the sexual pleasure and everything into place there. I just found out how someone can clear up a badly cut hand within 24 hours and it looks brand new again. If you want to find out more, let me know. I'll get some information to you. So anyway, what time are you going down to the pub tonight? Yeah, or something like that. You need to bring your own character, your own personality into this. But you need to sit there and work out 3 or 4 or 5. Now, I've given you 3 examples here, and you can use these ones if you want. But what you will find over time is that the more you use them, the more often you say them to people, it becomes part of your instinct. And if you go out for a meal with your husband, with your wife, with your partner to a restaurant, and a waitress comes over to you, and you can see the waitress, I don't know, maybe 45 or 50, yeah? You can look at her and just turn and say, hey, I just found out how you look 10 years younger within 30 minutes and no cosmetic surgery. If you want to find out how, let me know. I'll get some information to you. Anyway, can I order another drink, please? And that creates curiosity, yeah? And it's really, really important because you can adapt it to any situation that you're in. You can adapt it, you've gone to a wedding, a family wedding. and you're talking to someone there. Chances are someone might turn around and say, hey, I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? You say, great, actually, I'm doing really well. Listen, I just found out how some people are making more money part-time than they're doing their full-time job. You want to find out how they do that? Let me know. I'll get you some information. I'm doing great. How's your kids? Yeah, you can really play around with this and really think about this, because it's really important that once you have got your 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different paragraphs and phrases in place, when you bring someone into this business, yeah, you tell them, say, look, get started. Yeah, I know you're enthusiastic. I know you want to start telling everybody, but please don't say anything to anybody just yet. First thing you need to do is to write down the people that you want to approach. Secondly, I'm now going to teach you and show you what it is you need to say to them, so that none of them turn around and say, no, I'm not interested, no thanks, get out of here, okay? Now, when someone does turn around and say, how does somebody make more money part-time than they're doing their full-time job? You say, okay, let me check your email address, I'll send you some information, have a look at it, I'll give you a call tomorrow, we can have a chat. How's that? That's it. There's no pressure to you say, oh, look, I've got a video here on my mobile phone. You can have a look at it straight away now. You can do that if you want. Trust me, you're not going to be very successful, especially if you're at a wedding or you're out for a meal or something else like that. Just say to them, look, let me check your email address. I'll send you I'll send you a website. You can have a look at the information. I'll give you a call tomorrow night and we can talk more about it. And that's it. Okay? Whenever someone says, okay, what's this stem cell renewal? Tell me more about it. You just say, well, look, let me check your email address. I'll send you some info. Have a look at it. I'll give you a call tomorrow and we can have a chat. What's the best time for you, morning or afternoon? 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, yeah? Or you say, I'm going to send you some information with the videos and everything else. When you're going to have time to look at it, they say, well, probably tomorrow. Say, okay, tomorrow afternoon, I'll give you a call. Is that okay? And that's all you have to learn. You don't have to learn anything else. I know some people that make fortunes in this industry. They've never done any presentations to people. They've never stood on stage and spoke to people, motivated them, done trainings or anything else. The only things they've done is they've gone out in their town, they've gone into a shop to buy some clothes. Someone's come up to them, started talking to them, etc., etc. And then they turn around and say, hey, I just found out how you look 10 years young within 30 minutes without cosmetic surgery. If you want to find out how, let me know. I'll get some info over to you. By the way, how much does that pair of trousers over there cost? It really isn't that hard, but people, because they haven't done it before, because none of you have probably ever done this before, you tend to have a little bit of negativity about and nervousness about actually using it on people. I suggest that you practice. Yeah, if you've got a spouse or you've got someone in the home that you're there or someone that you're working with, I suggest you practice it with them. And then when you go out, just buck the courage up and actually do it in front of someone that you know. Someone says to you, hey, how are you doing? You say, oh, yeah, I'm doing fine, I'm doing great. Actually, I just found out that some people are making more money whatever. Yeah, you need to find your own particular way of presenting it to people. So you need to sit and write down 4 or 5 of these paragraphs saying that I just found out how some people blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, you need to distract them by changing the subject completely. Okay, because if you change the subject completely, you will never get rejected. If you don't change the subject, someone might reject you. And the last thing you want in this business, especially when you're starting out, is to be rejected. Okay, hands up. Well, everyone that on camera, I can't see them, they're just on their phones now. Also in my book, there's one particular mistake I talk about is once people have got started in this business, they generally tend to promote the products and the company. And the danger of that is, firstly, you're not really building a name for yourself within your team. You're not showing that you're a leader. And if the company that you're with does actually end up disappearing, as it has done with me on 2 or 3 different occasions, and Douglas also knows about that as well, The fact is that if people don't look to you as a leader, look to you as someone that's helpful, look to you as someone they can trust, because all you're doing is promoting the company and the products, then if the company does close, then you're going to find it very difficult for you to move all of your team over to another company. Whereas if you brand yourself as a leader and brand yourself as someone that works and helps and supports, if the company does close, chances are they're all going to come looking to you for answers with regards to, okay, what's your next project? Where are you going to go? Okay. If you do promote, it's fine to promote the company and the products. That's obvious. Yeah, you have to do that, especially at the beginning, because you have to start building your team. Okay, but you have to understand that some people will join the business because of the products, and especially with NXT Global, I know that we've got people in here, they probably join because of the product, and that's fine. Okay, very few people will join because of the company. Nobody's going to join because the company's been formed in 2001. It's still going 16 years later. No one's going to join because it's the fastest growing company in the world in 2016 ahead of Facebook and ahead of Google. No one's going to join because the company's publicly owned and floating on the NASDAQ. Nothing's going to happen. No one's going to join because of that. Maybe one or two will, but yeah, there's no point. Some people may join because of the compensation plan. They may think, okay, it's very lucrative. There's massive potential. Maximum $250,000 a week from the binary itself is huge. Neither company offers that. Yeah, not in the health and wellness industry anyway. Some people will join because of the compensation plan, as simple as that. But nearly everybody is going to join this business because they like and they trust you. It's as simple as that. And branding itself begins, and you can already start to brand yourself. You can brand yourself simply by writing down your own story. Yeah, who you are, why you joined, what the products have done for you, how your life has changed, and how it's changing the lives of other people you know. Now, that is the first step to branding, is to make sure that you write down your story. And a lot of people, as I also mentioned in the book, some people have been told by their sponsors and their uplines in the past, it's too soon for you to have your own story. You need to use someone else's, or you need to use my story. I used to believe that as well, until I realized that it's total BS. The fact is, you already have a story. Even if this is your first day in this business, you have a story. And that story is why you decided to join. And you have to be honest. You have to say, I decided to join because stem renewal, because skin indulgence, or because Allura Lux, or whatever. Yeah. I decided to join, or I decided to join because I was having problems with arthritis in my right foot. I started taking the products, and wow, it feels so much better now since I've been taking the products. That's why I joined. That's how your life has changed. That's how it's changing the lives of other people you know as well. And that is your story. It's very short, it's very sweet, but that's your story. And it's the very beginning that you need to have in order to start branding yourself, because you start branding yourself from day one, and I'll show you in a minute just how you can do that. Okay, but you still promote the business and the products as well, especially right at the beginning. But it's important for you to understand that your long-term strategy is to brand yourself and to make yourself into a leader, and to let me and Douglas make you into leaders as well. That's the reason why you're here on this training, because we want you all to become leaders. Because with all due respect, it makes our job an awful lot easier. Yeah, and we can earn a lot more money from it. Simple as that. And the same as you can earn a lot more money from it as well. Okay. Before you actually start advertising your business to people, and this is even the people on your list, okay, you need to offer them help, support, and advice. You need to show them that you care and get them to trust you and to like you. Now, obviously, if you're using the I just found out, then you're offering them help, and you're offering them support, and you're offering them advice. By doing that, that's a very good start, okay? But the first step here is to listen to people and listen to their problems, then offer them a solution, ask if they want to do something about it. Now, I know that it is going to be a really difficult step for you. Something that's really difficult for a lot of people to do is that if you go to a party or you go to a restaurant or you go out with friends or you go wherever, you're going to have to really try and search and find people that are negative. Okay, and I know it's really difficult in this world to find negative people today, but if you can find negative people, you have to listen to their problems. And it's one particular thing that that I learned. I didn't learn this in network marketing. Actually, I learned this back in early 1991. I used to be a sales trainer for a car insurance company in the UK, and one of the things that I used to teach my people that were selling car insurance over the phone was I used to say, well, look, stop talking all about the company, stop talking about the car insurance, etc., etc. Just listen to what the people are telling you. Just ask them this question, ask them that question, and then find out what their problem is. And then you can offer them the solution. And then most importantly, ask them if they want to do something about it. Because something I learned back then, if you want to be successful in this industry, you have to stop trying to be interesting and start being interested. Now that's really powerful once you really understand that. Because if you're talking to people, especially negative people, I know there aren't that many around today, you know, only about 95% of the world's population. And wherever you go, you're going to meet negative people. But if you really listen to them, they're going to talk about their problems. They're going to talk about how they're not feeling too well, or they're going to talk about problems they're having with their job. They're going to talk about maybe their arthritis or rheumatoid problems, or maybe their son is not feeling too good, or their partner's not feeling too well, or their partner's having problems with their work, might get laid off, might get made redundant, or you know, they can't go on holiday this year because they simply haven't got enough money. The company they're working for has made cutbacks. You know, they're worried about their pension. They're going to be retiring in the next 5 years and not too sure if their pension is going to be paying them the money that they was expecting. And when people say things like that to you, it's a perfect opportunity for you to turn around and say, well, it's funny you should say that. I just found out how some people are earning more money part-time than they are full-time in their current jobs. If you want to find out more, I'll send them some information over to you. Do you really want to do something about it? Or are you going to stay as you are? It's really important that you understand this really powerful phrase here. Stop trying to be interesting and start being interested. It's something I learned in sales as well. But at the same time, I completely ignored it when I first got started in this business. It was only when I actually realised, and my mentor that's in Essex in England, he was one that said to me, Gary, stop trying to be interested into people that you know. Just start being interested in them. Listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yeah, so that means you should listen twice as much as you speak. It really is that important for you to understand. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about how to brand yourself on Facebook. Important for you to understand, with Facebook, you have 2 different types of accounts. You have a Facebook profile account and you have a Facebook page account. Your Facebook profile account, that's generally you, and you've made friends with all the people that you know, maybe some more people as well, other people you've met. You send each other pictures of cats and dogs and, you know, really funny things that are going on in the world. Maybe you start putting out there your political opinions or whatever. But that's your Facebook profile page. Now, what you see too often today is, and it really does make me laugh, because the first thing I tend to turn around and say to people is, if they're promoting their business all over their Facebook profile, it really tells me that they really do not have a clue what they're doing. Okay? That's what you need to understand. And anyone that is hugely successful in business, yeah, none of them put their businesses all over their Facebook profile. I know that a number of you people here, you've seen certain people in the past, especially with another business, that put loads of stuff on their Facebook profile. Yeah, the truth is that wasn't their Facebook profile, it was their business page. Okay, that's a little bit different. But this Facebook profile, you have one for your own account for the people that you know. For your business, you make a Facebook page. And I'll probably do another training very soon, or make a very short video to show exactly how to do that. It is very simple. But if you want to brand yourself, you have to make a Facebook page, and that's a little bit different. You can do that from within your Facebook profile. And the difference is with a Facebook profile, you can have a maximum of 5,000 friends. When you have a Facebook page, you can have an unlimited amount of people that like your page. Now, when you make your Facebook page, once you've done that, you can invite all of your friends on your profile to like your page. And it's completely different. And when they go there and they like it, okay, then you start posting some useful content. You don't start blasting your business out immediately. You put some useful content on there. Maybe you post some helpful videos, and there's loads of helpful videos on YouTube about keeping motivated. There's some really useful content on there about lifestyles or whatever. You can post some fun stuff on there at times as well that makes people smile. The whole idea of it is you post some really good stuff on there, and you make people actually want to visit the Facebook page, because every time you post something, they're going to get a notification. And the whole idea of it is that you give them content, you show that you're helpful, you give them ideas, tips and tricks, things that you've learned. Maybe some good stuff has happened to you. Yeah, maybe you've taken STEM Renew and you've got fantastic reaction to regards to whatever. I know there's people on here that have. You can just put a little post on there saying, wow, this product now is doing wonders for you. Fantastic. I was able to do this, able to do that. You can post it on your Facebook profile too if you wanted to. But the whole idea of your Facebook page is that once you start getting a load of people liking your page, and it's easy to advertise it and get more people to like it, and I'll show that as well, then once you do that, people start forming a bond with you. They start liking you, they start trusting you, and they start looking forward to your notifications. And all the time, when they're on your Facebook page, there is always a call to action button on that page, so anyone at any time can check out your business. And that's important. You're not ramming it down their throat. Yeah, they will visit your page, look at your business that you're doing because they want to. Yeah, you will become the hunted and not the hunter. Okay, now obviously as your network marketing business and your team grows, then you really want to concentrate more and more on branding yourself, and you invite all of your team members to make sure that they like your Facebook page, to get all of their people they've brought in to like your Facebook page as well. You make yourself the leader in the group by doing that. And any information that you get that I post on my page, or any information from Doug's page, or any information from other network marketing leaders' pages, Joe Garcia, yeah, you can then post that onto your own Facebook page as well, so that everybody in your team starts to see what this is all about. And you start projecting yourself as a leader, someone who cares, someone who wants to help, someone that wants to support. And when you do that, people come to you because of that. Okay, now the little bit of bonus training is, my screen's got so many different things on here, how to use a system to do most of the work for you. I did think about putting this as a mistake into the book, actually, is that one of the mistakes was that people didn't use a system to build their network marketing business. They just went off willy-nilly. I thought about it, but then I thought, well, no, I can elaborate on that a little bit more with some of the email follow-ups that I do once people have opted in and downloaded the book. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But I'm going to be doing some extra training on this for you. Because as someone once said to me back in 2003, we need to put a system in place, Gary, because systems work, people don't. I know that's quite hard. But it's also very truthful. There is a negative side to it that I don't like to be negative, but sometimes if people do use a system, they tend to think the system's going to do everything, and then they don't have to work. That's not true. Yeah, systems work, people don't. Okay, the NHT Global system that I put into place for our team and for anybody that wants it. First off, you can go over to mynhtworld.com/system. That is where it's available. I'm going to be adding a couple of things to it tomorrow as well to make it a little bit more interesting and better for people. I have been playing around with it quite a bit. I actually ran a test today and I had 34 people opt in to the landing page, which I'm going to be showing you in just a minute. The main advantages, the main benefits to you, the system itself is going to work 24 hours a day so that you don't have to. The other thing is that there's no limit to the amount of people who can look at the business at exactly the same time. Unless you're in a big hotel room with 100 people in there or 200 people in there, chances are if you're building the business but with people that you know and you're seeing them personally, or you're on the phone with them, or you're on Skype with them, you're talking to maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people at a time maximum. But the system itself, there is no limit to the amount of people that can actually look at your business. All of the information regarding the company, regarding the product, regarding the business, everything's on the system website, so that you don't have to explain anything to people. And especially if you're new, and someone else starts asking you questions because they are interested, you're gonna want to try and answer them if you can. It's just human nature that you will do that. But the truth of the matter is, as soon as you open your mouth up, then you're going to lose. And I really don't advise it. What I do advise is that, once you've plugged into the system and you have a system running for you, is to look at the system, look at all the videos, look at all the information yourself, because the more times you look at all the videos, the more things you're going to learn and the more confident you're going to become. So if someone does ask you a question, chances are you're going to know it after a while, so you can answer them with confidence. The system itself will generate new members for you while you sleep. That allows you to talk to potential partners or people that you know, and simply send them a website to get the information. So, for example, we go back to I just found out. You're saying that to someone, they said, okay, I want to find out more about this, looking 10 years younger. You say, okay, I'm going to send you a website so you can get all the information. You simply send them your system website, and it does all the talking for you. And then the next day, you can contact them and speak to them and say, okay, you've had a chance to look at everything now. Do you have any questions? Okay. When people join, and some people will join without you doing anything. I'm not guaranteeing every day they're going to join or whatever. I'm just saying over time, people will join. And then when you log into your back office, they've joined maybe as a free member. But if they do join as a free member, they immediately become a hot prospect. That means they've seen the information. That means that they've signed up and joined because, they want to do this business. But then it's time for you in your back office to get in touch with them. You're going to have their email address, you're going to have their phone number, etc. So that's the time for you to then start talking to them. It's also going to help you build a mailing list of people that are interested. Now, not everybody's going to join, that's obvious, but the fact is that people are going to come into your mailing list, and you can then you can keep them updated. You can start giving them useful information, and again, it's going to go back to helping to brand you as a person. You can send them over to your Facebook page so that they like it and they start getting notifications there. You just keep sending them little bits, little dribs and drabs of information, stuff that's going to build up your brand and going to build up your like and your trust. It makes following up with people a lot easier because they've already seen all the information. If you talk to someone and they say, I want to do this, but you haven't got anything to send them apart from the corporate website, then they're going to come back and say, well, okay, can you tell me a little bit more about this? And if you don't know what you're talking about, you've got to go run into your upline to try and get them to do everything for you, okay? It's going to give you more time and freedom to work with the serious people that are in your downline. And that's important for you to understand, because if you make sure that the people that come into your business also get plugged in to the system that we have, then first thing you're going to do is going to create duplication, because if your team members are using the same system as you are, then there's not going to be any contradictions, okay? It's important for you to understand that. It will give you more time and freedom, because then once you see who the serious people are in your business, in your organization, it's going to allow you to identify them and say, hey, okay, let's start doing a bit more work together, etc., etc. Let's see if we can take this to the next level, okay? The landing page is this one here. This is the day where I had 35% opt-in rate from some emails I had sent out. It doesn't give the name of NHT, because that's not the idea of a landing page. It just talks about a company that generated over $2 billion in sales, and chances are you've not heard of them. Talks about the world's fastest growing company, talks about the best kept secret in MLM. And it talks about MLM industry because you want to make sure that people that come through this already know that it's MLM. Okay, if they're only looking to make money online with affiliate programs, then chances are they're not going to put their name in that in there. Okay. Then the actual landing page itself. This is just a screenshot of it. It's got so many different videos on there, lots of information as well. And this is an ongoing project. This is not something that is going to be fixed and that's the way it's going to be now forever. I do make lots of changes. I do make updates. I do test. I do try to find out what's going on, where people are doing this. There's also a lot of new stuff on it as well. Some of the headlines bounce around. Some of them come in as look like they're being typed. There's a couple of new things now that grab people's attention that are proving very effective to make sure people stay on your websites. So I've actually integrated all those into it as well. Okay. Coming soon as well, I'm going to be making some individual pages for the products. These pages, they will have videos and other information on there regarding most of the best-selling products. I'm not going to be able to do retail pages for every single product that we have in the range. All updates and additions are going to be included in the one payment that it costs to actually set up the system. And it does include hosting for 1 whole year. So once your system's up and running, there will be no more payments to make for 1 whole year. It's important for you to understand that. Anyone that does come in with the system, they will be notified by myself and by Douglas whether or not they want to be a part of an advertising co-op that we will be running in the future. And the whole idea of me doing some test runs, which I'm not doing at the moment, is so that we can then launch into all of the members that we have if they want to get involved in doing advertising co-op as well. This is not something that's going to break the bank when it comes to doing advertising co-op, but what it's going to do is generate a lot of prospects for you as well. Okay, so it's mynhtworld.com/system. That's where it is at the moment. I would suggest that you check it tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, my time, so that you can see the updates that I'm making to that page as well. So I'm just going to recap on what we've gone through tonight. Number one, very important that you learn what to say before you start talking too much to people. Not only you, but anybody that you've already sponsored into the business now, anybody that you sponsor in the future. Yeah, you need to make very, very clear. You need to write down your own story as well. You need to start to learn how to brand yourself so you can create trust and likability, and of course start using the system. Get your team to do the same so that you can create duplication throughout your downline. Now, obviously, these Zoom casts that Douglas and I do, this is all part of the system as well. And obviously, the more people that plug into the system, the more people are going to get on these calls, the more training they're going to get, and alongside that, the more help they're going to get with regards to leadership and knowing what to do, knowing what to say, and knowing what it is that they have to do in order to build their business, etc. Okay, right, thumbs up. So I'm going to stop sharing now. If I can find the button to stop sharing. Here we go. Yeah, I've done it. Good. Okay. Right, now, hopefully that has been a lot of use to you. Obviously, if you've got any questions, then yeah, please just shout them out or write them down or whatever. I know that it's getting late for Dad, but it's getting late for Dr. East over there as well. I know she's in the same time zone as I am, and it's 11 o'clock in the evening now. So, yeah, if you've got any questions regarding that, please let me know. I see that Doug has been recording that. So what we'll be doing, we're making a special web page as well. You may have seen it last week. We're going to be putting lots of recordings up from recent webinars that we do or recent Zoom meetings that we do, so that you can plug it into at any time to get the information that you need. That is all part of the system as well. The system is not just having a website and sending it out to loads of people. That is just one small part of the system, but it's a big part of helping you to introduce the business to people that you know without you having to do the talking. Good.
Okay. Absolutely fantastic. a lot of people have got a lot of things to think about now, and I would say that questions they have, please put them in an email. Either send them to your sponsor or direct to Gary. What Gary has done just now is just proof of what the Acorn Group are about here. You are in business for yourself. You're not in business by yourself. We're here to build a team. We're here to have the most people in our group moving up the rankings, and we are all about effective meetings and support. Gary, big thanks for tonight. It's been fantastic. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. No problems. Okay, just one final quick one. I know that this is something that we want to do on a regular basis, and we also want your input as well. So if you do contact us, please let us know areas of building your business where you're having problems, where you would like some help, and then we can put some training together to cover those areas as well. Obviously, when it comes to the products, I mean, Dr. Easter is here this evening, so maybe she'll be good enough to come back and maybe do a little presentation for us at some time in the future, especially as I'm going to be visiting you and doing a presentation to your people very soon. Yeah, okay. All right, everybody, that's enough from me. I'll leave it to Doug to finish it off.
Nice,
Okay.
Gary. Thank you.
Gary, big thank you. I've unmuted everyone. You can all say your good nights, but we'll probably do another webinar in 2 nights' time or something. So get these questions in. We're here to help you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Guys. Bye-bye. Hi, Catherine.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Say good night, John. Bye.